Imagine waking up in the sound of waves, breathing in the crisp mountain air around you, and having a life and a business tailored to your unique vision. And be it owning a land close to this beautiful beach here in Mismaloya, Mexico, or even over here in Puerto Vallarta, and that's Los Arcos, by the way. The possibilities are endless, and today I'd like to show you exactly how to make this dream a reality. So the title of my video today is to escape the corporate grind and design the dream life by the mountains and the sea. And this would be tailored to your vision. But let's get very real, folks. I just want to talk to you about this. When I talk about corporate grind is not necessarily getting up every day, going to the meeting, doing 200, 300 emails a day, dealing with, some of the day-to-day activities that you have to do. The reality is our work is changing, and it's changing fast. And I have to tell you this, ageism is real. Yes. So for example, for those of us that watched March Madness over the last weekend, how many ageist insurance and retirement commercials did we see? I saw one commercial that was advertising a retirement plan that made total fun of the older work person and the fact that we really need to get them to retire. But at any rate, that's just a side note. So hi, I am Char. I'm with Mountain and Sea Strategy, and today we're going to explore how to break free from the corporate grind, or perhaps the corporate culture that is making you unhappy. And perhaps you are getting close to retirement or thinking about making a change. So what we want to do is talk about making a life that you love. But I must tell you, this is not a one-size-fits-all approach. It's about creating a strategy that's unique to your personal vision, whether that means owning a piece of paradise, for example, here in the Puerto Vallarta area, or for example, launching a business or perhaps a franchise, starting a small consultancy business, coaching business, or helping someone with their social media. It could be anything. What I want to talk to you about is how you'll learn actionable steps and innovative tools to design your life and business to customize to your needs and passions as well as your future. So what I have today for you is 5 steps. I think this is what's cool today, because in all these videos it's all about the steps. I could have 10 steps, 5 steps, 15 steps, but I have 5 for you today. So let's go over my first step. So the first step, if you're sitting at your computer at work, or let's say you're laying in bed at night and you're very stressed about your future, that what's going to happen for the next 5 to 10 years with your career, why not do step 1, which is define your unique dream? And what that means is the first step is to deeply connect with your vision. What excites you? What environment you want to live in? And what kind of business aligns with your personality? And the answer is uniquely yours. I recommend you take the time to actually build that vision and perhaps have a thought partner that can help you go through that process. So for example, you might have a dream of buying land such as here in Puerto Vallarta. Actually, officially, this is Mismaloya. That's about 25 minutes bus ride from what's called the Zona Romantica here in Puerto Vallarta. And perhaps you want to build a coastal home, like many of these coastal homes over here. You can see a bunch of them up here on the hill. And let's envision that you want to build that. You'd love to have the mountain views and perhaps make your home into a rental vacation, such as I do. By the way, my actual home that I rent out is in Nuevo Vallarta, which is directly across. I'm actually renting this place while I rent out that place. It's kind of a rental hack, by the way. But if you want to do something like what I'm doing, which is where I'm living in a smaller rental with a gorgeous view and renting out my other place, which is just as gorgeous, but maybe more designed for a family and a yard, that type of thing. And you have an envision to build that. You have to get that in your mind. You have to envision it and actually start putting it on paper and actually have your brain go to a more positive approach versus worrying about that corporate grind or corporate sick culture, as I'd rather say. So, or perhaps you want to start building some virtual workshops, which I love to do. And maybe you can do that from a serene spot by the ocean. So I'd recommend an actionable step by create a personalized dream blueprint. Yes, we have plenty of blueprints. We have plenty of project plans at work, but what about your personal dream blueprint, which includes details such as location, lifestyle, business ideas tailored to your passions and your strengths. So that's all very important, is to build your vision. All right, moving on. Step 2 is to leverage technology. Yes, folks. Now, I would like to say that my target audience for my videos is probably someone that's more over the age of 40. No offense to my younger generations. However, many of us that are approaching middle age or in middle age are very uncomfortable with something called artificial intelligence, or AI. Yes, AI. It's going to take my job. Oh my gosh. Well, guess what? AI-powered tools can help you provide a very personalized insight to help you align your vision and actionable steps. Yes, it can. And everything from market analysis to business planning, an AI can make it very customized and take your dreams to the next level. It's just a matter of getting accustomed to some of those tools, and perhaps use a coach like myself to actually help you with those tools to build your dream. So, for example, let's imagine using AI to research the very best locations here in Puerto Vallarta and assess the feasibility of buying property or land, or perhaps planning something. So, for example, one of my friends and her family owns a company called NatureRails, and they actually have a thriving business that's been around for 22 years, doing extremely well. But their dream is to turn it into a franchise. So that we can allow teaching other day-to-day other individuals who might want to do NatureRails franchise, and to give them a franchise model. That's a very different approach, but that's a strategy and a vision. But back to the AI technology, you can utilize AI to come up with standard operating procedures, how to build a franchise, what's your pricing model, what's your marketing strategies, and also, quite candidly, even companies like NatureRails can appeal to more of a younger market, utilizing AI and technology and social media strategies. So, as an actionable step, on my step 2 is to utilize technology such as AI, is to utilize AI tools, start becoming familiar with those tools such as ChatGPT and Copilot, which is super easy on Google, and there's hundreds of them. You're going to see them all over your Facebook and that type of thing. But automated software will help you fine-tune your personalized strategy to be able to leave that sick corporate culture and perhaps build your new life strategy and beyond. All right, let's talk about step 3. So step 3 is what we all seem to worry about, particularly in our 50s or 60s, 70s, whatever, 40s. Is building that financial stability with a very customized approach. Now, many of us are raised with our corporate positions. We have our 401k. Hopefully we have some kind of savings, but the reality is many of us are living paycheck to paycheck, and that is actually very, very concerning as we're approaching a time that we need to make a transition into the next phase of life. So thinking about your financial security is really important, and it's essential. But how you achieve it depends on your individual goals. So we can save aggressively or leverage our investments, but as we know, what's going on now is our investments are not doing as well. And this also your financial security has to be tailored to your lifestyle plan. So, for example, going back to buying property here near Puerto Vallarta, such as what I did, one thing to prepare for something like that is to utilize again, remember my step 2 is the AI powered tools and technology to help you investigate and budget and do a property purchase with a lot of knowledge, such as your estimated cost for development and identifying profitable opportunities such as eco-friendly rentals or local partnerships. So I think utilizing these tools will help you with that process. So if you are considering, for example, in this particular example, is, and securing your financial stability through perhaps a property investment as one example, you might start wanting to prepare to consider talking to local realtors who live in the Puerto Vallarta area, or a financial advisor. But as a caveat, I will tell you, realtors are actually concerned about their positions right now, because there's a lot of creative financing. There's a lot of, I would say, special types of financing processes, and particularly here in Mexico, buying property of any sort is very different. The consulate and the rules, the regulations are extremely different. So you'd have to do, again, utilizing your research, do some research before you consider buying property or starting an Airbnb or getting a condo or doing something what I call pre-sale. And I can do a whole video on that, which I'll talk about later. So you want to specialize in your chosen area and use various budgeting apps. Again, I talked about buying property, but it could be any kind of financial goals. So there's various goals, budgeting apps to manage your process, and also understanding the difference of living in Mexico. Okay, so let's move on. Step 4 is to test your dream business model. So if we're thinking about starting a dream business model, let's just say one of my friends that wants to get into decorating in that particular area, perhaps leave something that was more traditional, like, and one of my friends used to do more of an insurance type of position, but now wants to get into interior design. So to begin a business, before you fully commit, whether it's something like an interior decorating, or for example, my friend with NatureRails that does artistic railings, or developing your vacation rental model, it's good to test whether your ideas will work, and it's good to do that while you're in full transition. So again, going back to my friend in NatureRails, she would really like to take her current and existing business and turn it into a part-time franchise. So it's good to actually design her customized railing processes, her standard operating procedures, coming up with her business model, and perhaps finding a test pilot or a pilot franchise. For example, her areas in California that she'd like to start a franchise. So actually finding that particular area and doing a test of her model. But again, it goes back to the strategy of identifying those smart, actionable steps to get her started. So one thing I advise is that you start out very small. You offer a few services that perhaps are related to your current service or industry. Or if you want to go above and beyond and dream something crazy like what I do here in Puerto Vallarta, is to actually align it to your new dream, new passions, and new interest, and gauge and refine that. And number 5 is to make a leap with confidence. So once your foundation is secure, once it's time to re-energize and start your new dream, perhaps relocate, perhaps start a new business tailored to your specific lifestyle, you have to have confidence. And what better way to have confidence is to aim before you shoot. I think many of us have heard about this. You need to design your plan, your strategy, have your defined specific steps, aligning your dreams, your visions into a specific strategy, aligning to your goals with measurable outcomes, etc. Once you do that, then you can start taking that leap with confidence. It's really scary. I have to tell you, I left my role in 2016. Gosh, that's almost a decade ago, a traditional corporate position, and became an entrepreneur. But I'm doing it, and believe me, it took a lot of courage. But I look back, if I had a better plan, I think I would have done it with more confidence. So after saving and running a side hustle, any entrepreneur can start building a new future. For example, a gorgeous home, launching a new business, starting with some collaboration with local communities, and starting to get that network and making a whole new vision. It's important to have an actionable plan and strategy to do that. So my actions for this final step is to do your research, look at your new business potential, leaving maybe that traditional corporate role, the sick environment that particularly doesn't value older workers anymore. Start building a strategy and a plan and to make it a very smooth transition for yourself. So again, if you're transitioning from a corporate position, you're starting to think about this and make this leap of faith, you don't have to consider it just a dream anymore. It can be a very customized strategy, and you can tailor your vision, and you can actually start something that's uniquely yours. And also, I'll be doing some other discussions about mindset. What better way to change your mindset from worry and fear and anxiety to actually have a strategy and a plan that you can start to build, and actually have a blueprint that is actually with actionable steps where you can set yourself apart and thrive. So I want to ask you, what is your dream? What are you thinking about? And I'd love for you to share it with me. You can share it with me with a short comment here in the text below, or reach out to me on all my platforms, or LinkedIn, or wherever you can find me. And let me know if you have some thoughts about your future design. I have to tell you, I can help you come up with many, many ideas. So also, I'm going to have many more videos. This is literally my first one. I hope I did okay. I didn't do it the whole time with my sunglasses, but I'll put it on. I'll put my sunglasses on. And I have to say, my videos are going to have some fun views. I know my lighting isn't perfect, but at least you can look at this beautiful bay of Miss Maloya. So subscribe for more strategies. Let's take this journey together, and I'm so happy to work with you. And please that will give me a great start in my own personal vision of sharing strategies with you. So thank you, and thank you for joining Mountain and Sea Strategy. Bye-bye.